Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and others to another exciting train stream with yours truly. It's been a hot minute, been busy doing some back-end stuff, but for the most part, been missing streaming. And I especially miss building trains more regularly. So you know what? We're gonna fix that, at least temporarily. Because we're gonna build more trains. Low tracking. Low tracking. You are you good? Yes, maybe, hopefully. I'm sure we're fine. Anywho, hi, hello, welcome. We're back in it. I'm excited to get back into it because I did a little bit of off-stream building. May or may not involve the current commission that I've been working on. Suffice to say, the coaches are done. Yeah. Exciting news. We're gonna be, instead, moving on to the main locomotive, which is, I would argue, a lot more of a... What's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Much more appealing, appetizing. I can't word today. It's the better looking part of a consist. Let's say that. I like trains. Especially steam trains. They're cool. Exciting. And then just to do a bit of a refresher. That one. We're building this guy. Which if my sources are correct, SNCF class 241. The sources that I'm looking at is a 24.1.p, but I'm pretty sure the image that I'm looking at is allegedly a 24.1a. I could be wrong though. There's like subtle differences. Oh. Oh. What? What? Where am I? Whoa. Okay. Okay. What the fuck? Why was I just... Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna question it. That's okay. This is fine. Oh, that was weird. Anywho. So yes. I did a little bit of building off stream, and I've finished this third and final coach. Give me a sec. Did I make a schematic of it? I want to say yes. I think it's here, so my instinct tells me that yes, I did last time I built stuff. I double check my stuff and things. I'm gonna template. I did it. What the fuck? I thought I did that last time. Guess not. Oh, that's fine. We can save it now. Yes, off stream. Finished the third and final coach for this order, and it is still the Orient Express. Oh, I need that one more forward. Yeah. Disassemble. Finish the Orient Express, and this is specifically the diner car. Although I say diner car, I more so mean like a bar, because if we go inside, we have fancy little wood detailing. We have these nice little chairs and table cloths, air quotes. We have beer that's on placards, and then we have this little bar side here. Again, we're utilizing the bank, whatchamacallit, numismatics bank terminal, I think. Yeah, bank terminal. I was right. Hey, first try. But yeah, put that in some bites. We have a seat here for a mob. I tried to mimic shelves here, and then I took inspiration from the Lego Orient Express, and I made this little corner bar, and then back there, trying to not to hit it, but this guy right here is supposed to be the mural that's like behind the bar. So yeah, did that. Underside detail, pretty straightforward, simple. I kind of imagined it. It's like the external generator, maybe, of sorts. I don't know. I don't know all the components that goes on the underside of passenger coaches, but it's something. It's not bare and boring, and we have something basically different on each one of these, so I'm pretty happy with it. Let's go ahead and just save this real quick. Nope. Yep. Fat fingering today. I haven't been on my computer in a few days, so it's getting the feelings back in. I'll just say diner car. Yeah. And that is all done and dusted. I think what we're going to go ahead and do, actually, out of just morbid curiosity, let's go ahead kind of get this stuff lined up. Kind of curious to how it all looks together. So this will be probably the one closest to, or do we want this? Do we want this in the middle? Yeah, fuck it. We'll make this in the front. So let's put you here. Boink. And we'll put you in the middle. We need a block forward still. And that's just about as lined up as we're able. Boink. Connected. Nope. Move again. Back one more. Cool. And we'll add our observation car here. Whoop. Whoop. It's probably... No, that's just right on the nose. Cool. And that should connect. There we go. Let's go ahead and, like, close all these up here. I didn't fully test it, but yeah, this is walkable. I can walk through here just fine. You will. Don't expect to get the locomotive done today. At least I don't think so. But we'll try and get a good start on it at least. And just kind of see how the time goes, really. God, I love that minor lag that happens. But yeah, this is... Oop, wrong buttons, there we go. This is the full consist, minus the locomotive. I'm pretty excited about it. I think I did pretty damn good. Alright. Now. Move this out of the way. Or, actually, can I fit it on that bit of track? No, that's too long. We'll just leave it as is. Starting her up. We are doing the SNCF 241 class. That's what it is. Something French. I'll say that. I'm not even going to make an attempt to pronounce it at all because I can't trust myself to do that. So, with a bit of resources of trying to research this locomotive, it is gonna have to adjust some links here, aren't I? Or maybe even let's see. So the buffers will be here. So we probably want yeah, we probably want one right here. Nope, that's the wrong bogey. We want standard. Frontmost pilot bogey is apparently 1 meter tall. These aren't technically 1 meter, they're like a half meter. But as far as continuity's sake, we're just gonna have to deal with this. Certain rat? Hey, a certain rat recommended you.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
Thank you for the follow. Who's the rat? Now I'm curious. I don't know. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Welcome in. We're just building trains. Let's see here. So we want standard. Probably gonna adjust this. And then the trailing bogey, it's medium size. Don't know if that's close enough or not, but we'll figure it out as we go. As far as general length goes, this thing's actually, from front of the locomotive to the end of the tender, it's 27 meters long. So this is 25, 6, 7. I'll do one for a buffer. Just a little bit of breathing room, extra space, because you never know with these sometimes. Generally, I'm not sure who the rat is. I know a few people that could be referred to as a rat, but that generally can be very vague. Let's see. Also, if you see me pausing, like, in and out of the game, it's because I'm also referring to a few of my tabs here to check for reference. It's not giving me a height. So, likelihood's probably... I mean, just from the looks of it, it's probably just 5 meters tall. Maybe. At most. Maybe, like, just under. Loco weight, don't care for that. Firebox, boiler pressure. Heat surface, cylinders. It's a 4-cylinder. Oh, well, this is the 241P, which I'm pretty sure I'm referencing class 241A, question mark? Mr. Center, number in class 35. Interesting. Check on the city of New Orleans. Length is probably the most important thing as far as how I'm trying to reference this locomotive. But we'll see what we can do. So, this thing's got a few mixed colors. It's predominantly black. We have a few dark variants as well as the locometal back here. But the only problem, to an extent, is that the lining for this locomotive is both a brass gold, at least on the boilers, and then it's got the red banding on it. Unfortunately, the only close thing that we got is copper, and I don't think that's gonna really fly, in my opinion. This is gonna be tricky. Form factor wise, this locomotive is very similar to a lot of things I've built in the past. The only downside is that it doesn't have a lot of options for colors. How do we want to do this? That's too low. That's probably about how we want it to be. Because if I remember correctly, this is 6 or 5. 1, 2, 3. This is 5 tall. So already, kind of sitting a little too tall. Maybe if we have it sitting about that tall. That might work. Locomotive. Smoke box door sits just before here. So, nope. Expand it right about there. Flip that over. I might end up actually... Do I have a side profile photo? That one's that's a model train, but that might help actually. I That one's no good. Same model train image. I don't mind referencing model train illustrations and photos. The only problem is I know in some contexts, which might bug people, depending on who you ask, is how accurate the model itself is compared to the real life equivalent. So that's like a stingy thing that I know people kind of have a problem with. But I personally don't mind because we're dealing with Minecraft. And Minecraft is almost like building with Legos for me. Where? Fine, sure. We'll use this reference. Sure. Oh, the cylinder actually, or cylinder, steam chest. Cylinder, steam chest, potato. It sits actually just behind, or just above this backmost pilot bogey. Oh. This one I can actually move up a bit more. Yeah, that's probably fine. And then you... How much space is there between you two? No, no. Oh my god, that's actually a lot of space. Okay. Maybe a block forward? Let's see. I had it here. What about there? Right there's about good. And then there's a little bit of overhang, at least for the, whatchamacallit, for the cab. It's like block and a half, I want to say. So let me put one of those down just to get a feel. Yeah, I could see that working. Nothing there. How much farther back? So it goes basically at about here. And pretty much spaced out, though. And it stops just before the backmost driver. Because then we have the entire firebox section here. Okay, that's about right. That's not bad. Definitely gonna look a lot shorter comparatively. We'll adjust things as we go, though. I'm almost tempted to use two separate, Nah, that's gonna look weird, though. So, the thing that I was considering just now... Well... Oh. Okay, that's weird. I'll just leave markers here, just as indications. But, one of the things I was just considering is, what if I just instead did that, so it's a bit more spaced out? That way, I could, in theory, put that there, but then move this back to... And then, if we did that, maybe? The only problem is, as I know for a fact, being able to couple up the bogies is gonna be so annoying. Because this is gonna be this would have to be its own separate contraption. And then this would be its own separate thing. And then this would basically need to be pushed back a few too. Although that might give us the scale that we're going for, too. Just might have to figure something out here. I have a few ideas. And at least then we can get a slightly bigger firebox. Is that going to give me... I mean, that's not too bad. And then from here we can do... Since we have that bit of buffer, it's about... What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It gives me 9 blocks worth of space just to make up the tender. Which the tender... Okay, it's 2 separate bogies. Very different looking. Strangely spaced out. Ones work best. Probably these ones, honestly. Might have to cover up the middle section. Yeah, passenger doesn't really work. I mean, I guess I could also do mediums. No, they're smaller than the medium size, so probably the 125s is as close as I'm gonna get. Do like a block back, and one there, maybe even closer. That might work. I don't hate it. God, how am I gonna... This is the one thing I'm hung up on right now. How the fuck am I gonna do the red banding? It's gonna be easy on the running board at least. But how am I gonna do it with the smoke deflectors? Choices. Hmm. Might not even need that length. We'll see. We'll figure it out as we go. Let me go ahead and actually put down these guys here. Gotta block out. It's these guys. It's a screw link with buffers. Might have to change how that's placed orientation-wise. See how that goes in a moment. And from here... This could work. Yeah, the chassis is kind of big here in the middle. And then it looks like an immediate step down that goes into these guys. Should be interesting. Don't... Yeah, let's grab some resources. Grab some block types, see where we go. Grab you, grab that. One of these, one of those. Maybe a bite. Maybe... Slices I'll deal with later. Maybe slabs. This thing's got kind of a gnarly setup when it comes to, like, the external furniture of just where everything is. Because it's got a slightly canted steam chest with, like, a gnarly... I mean, it's kind of hard to see in the image. But there's, like, a gnarly looking topmost piston that seems to overextend. I don't know what that is, but that's apparently a thing. And The more and more I'm looking at this, the more I'm thinking I might have to readjust still. Hmm. If I... Nope. And this needs to move forward. Converting it back to where it was before. This one... Right there. Nope. Single. Medium. I guess I have a decent amount of space to work with, too. Hmm. There has to be something I can do here. I just wish we had, like, extended, expanded almost, kind of like two-axle burger. Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna have it like I did before. That's gonna be as close as it's gonna be able to. And nope, we want that a little closer. About there is fine. Single, medium. Yeah, it's gonna be probably as good as we can get it. It's a weird setup, but we'll try and make it work. Get a temporary smokestack in too while we're at it. Did I pass it? Yes. Yes, I did. Temporary smokestack. Go there. Shut up. Shut up. No smoke. There we go. Okay. So temporary smokestack. Whole thing looks like it comes out pretty damn far. It does, but doesn't. I could also... No, no, no. Don't do stupid. You go there. That is going to involve me having to do something with the stuff and things here. Let's see. We want this. Let's put a temporary block down. Like that, maybe? And it steps down. To here. Maybe just use normal slabs. That might have to be closer to what we were originally getting then. Alright, I'll give it a go. Delete these again, because I'm indecisive. At least in the early stages of building. Put you there. Medium. There. There we go. And that way, get rid of those, get rid of these. That way, this gives us space for the firebox. Maybe one more block. Hmm. Hmm. Just gonna put blocks into place and see where we go from there. The only downside here is I hate how this lines up. So we want to expand the smoke box door just enough to where it doesn't look like it's complete hot garbage. There is a lamp in the front too. Nope. Where are you going up? Go. Or down. I meant down. Wondering why it's going down. It's fine. The way I want you to go. That block. Alright. Probably are going to make this one a bit more narrower with this guy. The only downside is don't really have something to emit smoke here. I could just completely block build this too, I suppose. Put a smoke box underneath. Something like that. And then either do these? Or maybe even bites. Then I can insinuate support beams for the smoke deflectors. Perhaps. The only problem I have now, though, is that the distance between where the frontmost bogey is and then how it dips down into the running board for the buffer beams is too short on the Minecraft model here. Eh! Struggles. Nope. Nope. There we go. Thinking, seizing, malding. So I want step down here, but I can't quite fully achieve that as well as I would want to. Or can I? Oh, yeah, there's the top of the block space. So if I do something like this... Or... There's reason for my madness. Oh, no, well, that's fine. Temporary block. I want it. Ooh. This way. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Get like an inside beam right there, maybe. Because the way I am, like, I'm trying to process this right now is the attempt of enabling a means to make the red banded smoke deflectors. And if I have it, this block space on the innermost section of it, I might be able to get away with putting some slices in its place to then allow the ability to have a red band around the smoke deflector. Because we want to try and keep things within 3 blocks, 5 blocks. That's not bad. And I have the whole space down here. I would almost want to do something maybe with this. Yeah, that kind of works. Steam chest in question is not that big. Yeah. What I probably needs to. Nope. Up there. And maybe from the top corner. Yeah. Come with me on this journey of madness. One more. There we are. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that works. Back to my reference images. There's actually not a whole lot in the way of the Steam chest either. Just do one more, just for the hell of it. Probably put a bracket in there, maybe. Do a metal one or a brass one. There's a bit of brass kind of surrounding it. Well, I say brass, I technically mean the wood bracket. Yeah, you know what? That's not bad. I don't hate this so far. And then we can, where is it? This is technically an express locomotive. Actually, it comes up pretty damn far. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Well, that could just constitute as being step. Let's do steps. Or do I want? No, that's okay. That should be okay. Step. That step. Classic. I say classic, but it's exclusive to create. There we go. And then we can put panels. Put you there. Put you there. Meh. Put that on top. We want that on the inside. Have these on the inside. Cool. Not bad. How am I gonna do the smokestack though? Or yeah, the smokestack. I think it might be safe to assume that at least everything on this section and above is going to be our running board. Maybe even like one more up. And then let me actually also put... Oh. Put an air tank right about here. Okay. Why did I... Okay, it's fine. Whatever. Anyway, we're going to put that there because that seems to be the location of the air compressor. So we'll leave that there. And we'll see where we go from there. We might end up... might not, actually. There's these panes. I kind of sit in the in-between here. How well is that going to work out? That actually might work out. Whoa, where did that go? No, it's not that. That might work out something pretty good here. Yeah, actually, that's not bad. Huh. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll see how it goes. I just need to remember that this is gonna occupy this block space. And I can basically put stuff here. So, form factor wise, how do I want this smoke deflector to look? So it actually kind of sits like right here. And then it goes, it slants. What's the rhombus? Is that what it is? Let me look that up. Do I remember algebra? Or no, it's geometry. Rhombus. Did I spell that correctly? Rhombus. Kinda like a rhombus. Trains? Minecraft? Yes! We're building Minecraft trains. And I'm trying to plan out some stuff. Keyword trying. Oh, I don't want that there, though. Let's go! We work on here. German? No, French, unfortunately. But no, we're, we are working on the one of, it's not the primary, it's one of the locomotives that pulled the Orient Express. Fuck anything other than German and American steam. Yes and no. I love all trains equally. Although I'm a bit more biased to steam locomotives. So, well, I'll leave it at that. Oh, no, that's not where it's fine. It's fine. I need a temporary view. Go there. You? Should probably also grab slices, maybe? We'll see. Steam is American and German. I mean, other countries... Well, okay. I don't know whether they manufactured their own steam locomotives, but I know a good chunk of other countries had it either ran or possibly imported steam locomotives. So there's that. I need this on the outside. You. Okay. Meh. How far back do I want this thing to go? Oh, there's also the connection that's like right here. Fuck. let's just use this here for a sec. I mean, as who made it, I meant there's only one, the only ones I like. Fair. They are cool. They are good. I love trains. That's gonna be weird too. Dang it, dude. I might not be able to use these panes after all. Ugh. Face itches. We do not a pain. Needle layers. Oh, I have it right here. Dang it. Fine. So this might be a problem. Guess. Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. We're struggling with a bit of a puzzle here in the sense of being able to make these slanted smoke deflectors, as you can see in the not the illustration, the photo, because they're a bit unorthodox as far as like conventional smoke deflectors go. I don't have any other examples here, but they're not the best of shape. I'm trying to figure out a good way to possibly implement them whilst also seeing if I can maybe get away with utilizing slices. Oh. Gambler. It's a good song. I like the song. Is this a separate? It is. This is its own block. No. This is still its own contained block space. Damn it. Ugh. I mean, the easiest thing I can think of... Oh. Oh. Where did that even place? I heard it place. God damn it. You, stand up. You there. Because this here, if I were to just use bite panels, which is like the easiest thing I can do. And then like, how flat? It's like such a weird goddamn shape. Let me just put some things in for continuity's sake, just to kind of help better envision how I'm looking at this. Maybe not even that. But maybe here? It's kind of like that. Love the look of the smoke deflectors. Hey, I mean, they're cool. They're great. And honestly, I would probably just do this and leave it at that. But the problem is it's copper banded and it's red. They have to be on the right engine, though. Yeah. That even... No, I mean, that's kind of right. This little end right here almost overlaps this band. Well, actually, fuck it. We're just going to leave it there. We're going to do that. Smoke deflectors don't look right on the big boy. Depends. If you were to look up... What was it? There's, I think, a Broadway limited version of the big boy that's in Greyhound gray and yellow. Let me look it up. Broadway limited big boy. I mean, there's a few examples. No, I don't want to go shopping. I don't have money for that. Oh, this one doesn't have it. There is... Oh, no, there it is. Or no, that's a Challenger. Where's the one that I saw that had... It was the big boy, and it had smoke deflectors on it. I guess I'm only seeing variants of the Challenger with deflectors. Which the Challenger is basically a slightly smaller big boy, I guess. FEF3 Northern, yeah. I mean, that's 844. That's kind of just the look of 844. So something like that definitely works well. Challenger looks good with deflectors, yeah. I could have sworn there's a train model variant of the big boy that had smoke deflectors on it. I know there's the smokestack dome that's already on, at least on 4014. And there's some train model variants that also has that. But that's not the same as smoke deflectors. It's just the smoke dome. The smoke dome, that looks weird. It's not what I would expect. But I guess that could be considered a smoke deflector. Different versions, different variants. Stack deflectors, yeah. I'm seeing there's a variant. Oh, yeah, no, right there. It's what are you? What? Yeah, it's a Broadway Limited, and it's actually the normal black and gray. I don't hate it. The length of the smoke deflectors literally travels along the entire like silver gray smoke box section of the big boy, but it works. I see it. What was the one that I thought it was the Greyhound color scheme? Because the only ones I'm seeing, at least just a quick Google search glance, is all Challengers. Huh. I don't need that. Yeah, I'd say it works. It's a little goofy. Because when I think of smoke deflectors, I think of it fitting more on a locomotive that's meant to be express service, right? And the big boy is not a fast locomotive. That thing was designed for power and long distance. It was not meant to be able to meet track speed above like 60 miles an hour. It can be fast, but some of the faster steam locomotives are like usually faster than like 80 or even 90 miles an hour. Yeah, light engine. Exactly. Which the one that I'm making right now, having it be a mountain class, yeah, I could see it being like an express steam locomotive, but records say its top speed was only 75 miles an hour, which is, hold on, let me pull up the conversion for the other people's funny miles, kilometers. Top speed 120 kilometers per hour. There we go. Big boy's done 80. Has the 4014 done 80 miles an hour? I know it's been doing excursions for a few years now. I haven't looked into it myself, but most of the service that I've seen 4014 do is like within the realms of 60 miles an hour. But that's more in the context of the railroads they've been taken, where it's mostly worn down. Probably not safe to run it at that speed. 844 done 110 at one point. Yeah. Videos of 14 doing 70, 80. Huh. Interesting. That'd be cool to see. Hopefully at one point in my lifetime I'll be able to see 4014. and it's certainly a prime time to do so. It was funny because I was talking about this a little whiles ago now, technically, about how like it feels so surreal to be in a point in time where there's like preservation groups. Went up last year and seen her on God on Get UT in her in the words dyslexia and or spelling mistake. Ogden. Gotcha. Yeah. It. What the fuck was I saying? Stuff. Trains. Steam locomotive. I was mentioning this a little whiles back. Forget where exactly in one of the servers that I'm in. But the short and skinny of it was how surreal it feels to be alive in a point in time where there's just old locomotives, steam locomotives specifically, that are being brought back to service, whether it being for preservation's sake or to be actually put on mainline service. Like, again, it feels crazy, but it's so cool. Seen her in Ogden last year on her excursion to Cali. Ah. Power trains. Do I want to do... Hold on. Ad break. So much bigger in person for sure. Oh, yeah, for definitely. It's one hell of an experience. No, dang nabbit. You go there. Cool. And then you there. You there. Nope. You there. And then there. Do I just stick with Copper Bandit? It's not what I would want to do, because I would want to actually have it be red. But I don't know if I have a choice in the matter. This is its own separate space. This thing looks so goofy. The way that it's shaped. Maybe if I try... Thinking. No, yeah, because that has that problem. So I can't quite benefit from that. Could still maybe... I don't benefit from this section. Maybe that's fine as is. Okay. No! It's gone! Dang it! Break that. Do I... fuck it. We're gonna make this bites. I have bites still? Yes, bites on the side. We're gonna find a way to make this connect via steam chests into the cylinders. We're gonna maybe cheat a little bit. Well, I don't know how we would even do that. Eh. And then the problem here purely comes from this being an occupied space. So we might... Nope. Might just be able to get away with... It. Oh, wait a minute. But then there's this space here. Okay, well then... well, that doesn't really work either, because then it's bytes. That's no good. Hmm. Yeah, I can't really put one of these here. Like, I can do that. That just looks strange. That looks so strange to me. And the thing that I am trying to do... Guess I should probably get some slices in here as well. Vertical slices. No, or normal slices. So if I were to, theoretically, fill in this space here, that's cool and all. Like that for now. Well, I guess I could just... Yeah. Options. Problems. Problem options. So if we do something like... No. That's right, because that takes up that space. Ah! No! Guys, I think I'm gonna have to use the copper banded. I don't want orange and yellow. That's not the color scheme of this thing. The only alternative, which, better than nothing, I know. The alternative is this resource pack that I also know of, that someone was able to make red banded black loco metal blocks. So, like, they just recolored the copper banded, and they just turned the orange to red. I think it was, I want to say his name is Train Man. I want to say it's Train Man in the Rabbit Miner server. But essentially, it made it red. And red in this context would be way better. I don't think I have a choice, though. So, alas, we are going to have to compromise. That is the name of the game when it comes to train building. We just need to compromise. God dang it. As much as we hate it, we're just gonna have to compromise, man. It's fine. Allows me to at least put in, turn that off for now. Put in some funny blocks. So, let's see here. Get the bytes back. Put you there. Farther down, farther down. Nope. You. Put that there, because that's going to be our support beam. And then the outside bit. Bytes. Byte panels. Nope. Actually, do the... Hold on. In an attempt to cut down on materials and resources, do these have connecting textures? No. Fuck me, I guess. Alright, that's fine. I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling round the bend. And I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. The train keeps a rolling. on down to San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. And I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. Eh, that's gonna be as close as we're gonna get it, aren't we? Actually, tops are a bit taller. Hold on. I might be able to get away with something like... Eh. Nope. That's its own separate block space. That too tall? Slants down even more. That means, like, we'd want something like this here. I don't hate it. It's just not gonna have the connected bit here. Because it does, the smoke deflectors, they do curve inward towards the top of the boiler. I might just make these, either blackstone or maybe even coal. We'll play around with it. No. Stop that. There we go. Alright. All my blues away. Down, 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 down. Down. Yeah. That there. Oh. Oh. Me, a dumbass. Forgetting that this is supposed to be on the inside. It's fine. Yeah. Blackstone. Something like... Where's the thing? Do I not have one here? What time? Smooth. Smooth. Blackstone. Concrete. There we go. Smooth blackstone column. There we go. Unless I'm dumb and I double placed it. No, I don't see it here. Yeah. I don't hate it. We'll leave that as is for now, I'm thinking. I think we might have to change the smoke box. Or the smokestack, though. So this feels too bulky and too tall. There's a few things we can do to mitigate that, though. That might be too small. Probably use... maybe a chute, maybe? Texture-wise, it's rough. Don't really have anything specific I could maybe use. We'll play around with it. Add lamps. What the? Oh, I think they're called different things. I think it's called a light block. Yep, zinc light. How strange. And then bracket. Boink and boink. Yeah. Middle here. Bolts don't stick to flat surfaces. Never mind, they do. They just hate boilers for some reason. No, there's nothing there. For some reason, they just hate boilers. Why? I can't answer that. Genuinely don't understand. Oh man, I hardly use these guys. Different colored millstones. They have texture and... Not texture, but like, they have block shape potential. But I just never bother using them. Remember, I wanted to use the ceiling fan too, but those are way too big on the inside of the coaches. Some people say a man is made out of mud. A poor woman's made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and bloods and skin and bones. Mind that's weak and your back that's strong. You load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Saint Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company stone. Oh, I do have red local metal. Boink. One shine. Picked up my shovel and I walked in the mine. 16 tons, number 9 gold, strong both sails. Well, bless my soul, you load 16 tons. Guess I could just use a normal placard. Do the black one. Nope. And we do a flywheel. Flywheel might be too big. We'll see. Meh. Sure. Have I used it in the past before? It's not on these locomotives. But I feel like I used this exact technique for the front. Smoke box door. So I mean, what can I say? It looks pretty damn good. Let's see. I will say, okay, so devs at Design and Decor, I love you. I love the changes that you did for your floodlights in, I think it's the NeoForge version, because I was messing around with it in a Bubbycraft stream. I wasn't specifically with Bubbycraft, but he was messing around with a certain mod add-on that's, I'm not gonna say close to completion, but he has a working version of sorts, and he was attempting to build a locomotive, not out of memory and with no reference, just kind of freehanding it. And one of the mod add-ons that so happened to be working for the 6.0 etc version of Create was the Design and Decor mod. Firstly, why the fuck would you get rid of this guy? I don't know why you would do that. You added new girder variant blocks, and that's cool and all. Why are we getting rid of this guy? This guy's so cool. There's so much versatility with him. And they got rid of that in the most recent update on NeoForge, so that upsets me greatly. And it's like, oh, cool, great. I'm just gonna take away more tools against me. Not trying to go into a rant, but semi-rant. And then these guys, the floodlights, not specifically the andesite floodlights, but all the floodlights variants specifically, they have a few things that they have for the NeoForge version. You can have it be rotated, so it's kind of sitting rotated, similar to how if you're looking at a placard face on, you can alternate it from a caged version to the hooded version, and that's cool and all. My only problem with it is that you can't toggle them on without a redstone signal. Like, they would normally, like, you could toggle them with the wrench here, but in the newest version, and I don't know if it's a bug or intended or what have you, it only turns on with a redstone signal. And that kind of sucks because one of the things they absolutely should have utilized was just having it be on a contraption control. Find a way for us to actually be able to put this in here, but it doesn't let us do that in the NeoForge version, because that then gives us a reason to utilize more features of the contraption controls for an assembled train. You know? Like, we already have the feature of being able to toggle off the smoke from a toggled control module, the contraption controls on assembled train. That's great. But why can't we do that for the floodlights? That don't make no sense. How come that's the way it is? I don't like it. So anyway, there. That's my semi-rant / suggestion. Make floodlights work on contraption controls. Because then we, as the players, that might be like driving the trains ourselves, let us toggle the lights so then we can actually utilize those when we're operating a train. Just saying. Food for thought. That little side tangent out of the way. Let's see. How do we want to put this on? Doesn't have a good spot. There's not a lot of real estate for me to put stuff on. But we do what we can. That's not where I want that to be. Also not where I want that to be. What the fuck is happening? God dang it. Okay. That block. You. Go there. Oh, that's gonna break, ain't it? No, no. That's another thing. I remembered. These can only be placed on a full block face. And if you break the block that it's leaning on, it breaks the floodlight. How come we can do that here, but then they took away that feature in the other version, in the newest version? That also doesn't make any sense to me. What the heck? Man. Ugh. It's fine. Well, simple solution, at least here. And then we want... How am I going to do the smokestack? Don't know. Genuinely. Because this guy, the oil burner, it's too tall. Too tall, too bulky. And the smokestack in the IRL image, I mean, it works. Probably is gonna be the closest thing we'll have to use. Problem is, I don't like how the edges of it stick out. I want it to just be the same. I want it to be this width of a block because it's actually a few, like 2 pixels smaller than a normal block. That's what I want. And I don't want that big old band that's wrapped around it. But there's, as far as I'm aware, no real way for me to utilize that type of feature. Unless... Hold on. Me thinky. Me thinky. Me using my brain. Temporary block. Falling. Nope. Get under. Thank you. God damn. Using my brain. Nope. Put that in there. I don't hate it. If I were to use just the flattest streamlined smokestack. That at least gives us the smoke. Keep that off. And then if I used slices, do I have slices in here? I thought I had some. So deleted it. That's okay. I grab slices, and if I wrap that around, like so, and then I can do corner slice, and we just I mean, yeah, that does kind of work. Dinner time. Catch you around. Have a good one, Miller Moose. Have a good din. This is what I'm going for. I don't know if I like corners. I feel like I've done this in the... Oh, if I've done this in the past. Just don't remember if I had the corner slices. How much are my commissions? It's not real money. I'll say that. But this is purely based on my contributions in the Steam and Rails SMP server. So, Steam and Rails, the Create Train add-on for Minecraft, modded Minecraft, has their own public multiplayer server that they run, and I so happen to be someone who anointed the prime builder engineer of the nation that I hail from, which is Adalite. Yeah, and I build trains. I commission and build trains. The going rates are let me put up a thing. Because there's a lot of stuff and things. The system that they use is their own in-game currency. The short and skinny of it being like... Actually, I can just show it from here. Where's numismatics? Numismatics. So numismatics. So to put it like a dollar currency to it, that you can think of it like 1 diamond, 8 diamond, 16 diamond, 1 stack of diamond. I forget the exact conversions, but that's like the idea. So from lowest to highest currency for 1 train commission, assuming it's something I haven't already made before, is 2 crowns. And then there's some other locomotive work businesses in the same server that like charge per bogey count. So they would do like a crown or 2 for each bogey. So this is like 1, 2, 3, and then some include the tender. So 4, 5. So 5 times like 2 crowns. That's like 10 crowns total, or 1 sun. That's the general going rate. I kind of have a flat rate. I don't do it on bogey count. I just do the locomotive as a whole for 2 crowns. Goddamn. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of economics. Generally, I try and stay out of the political, economic issues that goes on in the server. I just make it at an affordable rate, as detailed as I can humanly possibly make it. Especially for people who are like not too confident in their ability to build trains, so then they at least have like a nice looking train. I don't like playing servers with too many people. D-Road Valley 060. Oh yeah! You ought to... I know you were gonna go eat, but you ought to see my trains! I have more trains off in the distance over here, but I do have a few of these guys. So, if you believe it, this is the fifth iteration of the 282 and the 060s that I've made ever, having built Minecraft trains for like almost 4 years now. But yeah, so we have your standard S060. As far as the limitations of what Minecraft is allowing me to do, I've tried to get every single damn detail into this damn thing as much as I can. 262 mallet with a homemade water car. Yeah. I do love me my articulated locomotives. But yes, we have as close to detail. We got like the steps here near the steam chest. This here's supposed to be like where the self lubricant would be. We have the entire valve gear system. We have the coal bunker. We have the steps back here. We have the backlights. The doors actually work. They don't swing open, but they're just trap doors, but we can climb in. Here's the whole cab area. I don't have a Johnson bar, unfortunately, but I mean, that's the closest thing we'll have. We have our gauges, our valves, firebox. This is a bit of a trap door here. This is both a reversing control that we can utilize, and then this guy down here is what allows us in Minecraft to automate our trains. If we want them to just run on an automated system, they could just get given a schedule and they just go about their ways. And I basically have that as a standard feature in all my train locomotives. We do have a ladder with the sunroof. Get to climb up and out. I have implication of coal. And then, yeah. We have our air compressor here. I didn't really have space to put, like, the dynamo, toggles and switches. But, I mean, it's pretty much all there, and I fucking love it. This is, hands down, like, the best iteration of the 060 I've made. And this guy, of course, is our 282. Let me move this guy over here. Whoop. Lots of good detail here. All the valve gear and stuff I'm really proud of. Try and put in as much red as I can. Normally, the self-lubricator would be down here, but again, lack of space. I kind of had to push it up a bit. All the furniture. That is the indication of the engineer side light. On this side, I have more obvious inclinations of where the manual air compressor and dynamo toggles would be. So there's those, and that's fun. And then in the cab, kind of more the same. A little less detail. But granted, the 282 was the first steam locomotive added in Derail Valley, so fair. Reverser, little, the handbrake here. Where did I have the full bunker here? Oh, here we go. So this would be where the water would go, but in this context, it's lava/coal. That's right, I had it underneath here. Love this thing. Love the Derail Valley locomotives. And then for these guys, if you play with some of the more recent Derail Valley, these are our demonstrator variants. So we have the 060 demonstrator, and then the 282 demonstrator variants. Intimately familiar with the cab of the loco, albeit with more broken windows and occasional hole-ups. How much for a 2662 mallet, homemade water car, and an SD70 ACE? So, I mean, I guess I could take a pause on these guys here. Mind the lag. We're gonna go out to the void of the unrendered distance. Oh god, the lag. Oh god, the lag. Oh god, the lag. Oh god, the lag. Here it comes. Oh Jesus. So it's not specifically an SD70 ACE, but I do have an SD70 variant. Very familiar with the fireman's side of the 2A2 since I play with a friend. Nice. I also need to get the multiplayer mod and play with friends. I do have friends, and I at least have friends who so happen to be very familiar with, not familiar, but are interested with trains. Maybe not as much as I am, but potato, tomato. But yes, I have an SD20 variant. SD70, excuse me, sorry. This thing's cool. This thing's fun. Don't mind the lag. We do have ways in which we can climb above. And then these are actual doors, which is meant to be where the engine block is, but it conveniently hides one of these guys that's meant to automate the locomotive. And then we can climb up through here. And we have our engineer controls. It's not a lot of detail in here, I know, but it's more just space accommodation more than anything else. So, it is what it is. But we have fueling stations here, where the fuel sludge would be. And all the details that I would have wanted out of it, minus some continuity, because of the way that Copycats Plus likes to do connective textures. Just know if your client trying to operate a locomotive with the host inside the engine is very buggy. Yeah, that's also what I've heard as well. I guess we could do a bit of a tour of what I've got here on the other side of the train yard. On my part. 2662 mallet, homemade war car, and SD42. I mean, it's a flat rate no matter what. Assuming that I haven't built it before, each new locomotive would just cost 2 crowns, which I want to say is the equivalent of 64 diamonds. So like a full stack of diamonds would cost one brand new locomotive. I do offer special bundles though. So like for example, we'll go over there in a sec. I guess I have an immediate example here. I offer a full bundle consist, so it includes locomotive and like 3 different rolling stock for 1 crown. Not too bad, but goddamn. Yeah, I mean, compared to some of other prices I've seen on the server, I would say it's pretty damn reasonable. And hindsight, it's not too difficult to get a stack of diamonds. But yeah, for 4 separate locomotives, it's a pain. I'm a freight guy, don't like passenger service. That's fair. That's what we got that stuff back there for. But to quickly do a flyby here, we have a bi-level section here, and its main locomotive is actually Canada Go Transit, I believe it is. It's one of the diesel electric locomotives that runs their transit services. I had a lot of fun with this one. This was kind of a freebie one that I didn't do it for a commission. I just felt like making it because I had a recent trip to Canada at the time, and it was fun. And I remember seeing these kind of rolling around. Minecraft for a month and don't get a stack of diamonds. Fair. We have a brake van. Technically, this is European design, and I think so is this guy. This is a box car. You can have access inside here with the swinging doors, and it's hilariously hooked up to an American locomotive. American both in wheel configuration and also, you know, the style. The fact that it's the Eureka. Had good fun with this guy as well. I like old-timey Western locomotives. We have a liquid tanker. We have an even bigger liquid tanker. a pseudo-American brake fan. I forget what reference I used for this. I think it was Santa Fe. I'd open a coal mine. This one's also a brake fan, European design. This one's a bit more custom. So this is like a hybrid brake fan slash storage unit. So this one purely custom, nothing really based off anything. Typical boxcar. Can't open it because this is a bit of an older design. But there is a way to get resources in and out of it. A few hopper cars. I have a smaller one, and I have a much larger variant. Let me move these, actually. This is going to be two... Oh, they're separate. Cool. Actually makes things a lot easier. Yeah. Yeah, the chutes down at the bottom. External detail, all the minerals that they would need to process into ore. We have... I want to say these are Pennsylvania Railroad-inspired coaches. We have a heavyweight sorts. These two here are German passenger cars. They're supposed to be 3-axle. Chesapeake and Ohio T1 for my coal drags. I don't have Chesapeake and Ohio, but I did have a Pennsylvania Railroad T1. Not in this mod pack, but a separate mod pack. Do I still have the photos for those? I mean, I did use it for my intro stuff. Let me pull that up. This guy. Yeah, I built that shit. That took... How long was that? I want to say it was a collective 72 hours. It was like 3 days on and off. That was over the span of like maybe 2 weeks or so, give or take. And it functioned. It was a rigid design. The only thing being, of course, like the trailing and the front truck bogie. That one was separate. Something could be killing me, lol. I'm gonna go make some dinner. It was nice talking with you. I'm gonna look into that Minecraft server. That's fucking cool. Yeah, go get some food. Don't starve yourself on my account. Yeah, I love this thing. Nondescript Berkshire. It's fine. She'd be sitting there. She's vibing. Yeah. I would build over here more often just to show off more trains. But from the obvious lag spikes of trying to fly through here, it gets a little choppy. That's why I've relocated. I relocated over here initially, and then I chose not to. Too bad. It's gonna be on you, Dad. Oh god, the lag. Oh god, the lag. Get out of render distance. All right, we're good. We're fine. We're living. Not even using. Not even using the fucking shaders. It's still lagging. It's fine. Have fun, man. I'll definitely be back later sometime. Have a good one. Eat good. Good eating. That's starting to sound like Bill Dotrave. Okay, I want this here. But I don't think I can. Maybe. How would that work? I need you. It's offset, though. This is centered. Maybe bytes? Bits? You. Grab that. We do an offset thing here. And it's a different, nope, different block space. So we're gonna need to do something like that. And that goes into that space, so I can't make it come out anymore, so that kind of sucks. I still think this is too tall. Hmm. I could. Hmm. Nope. Might need to botch a little bit of this here, because I want to get cool smokestack in here. There's not a good way to do it, though. It's the other problem. Because most of these... Wait. Wait. Thinking. Wait. Hold on. So something I discovered off stream. Columns. It's from a mod called Twigs. What does Twigs even add? Oh, okay, so it adds pots, it adds tables, more block variants, it seems. Oh, it's what gives us these lanterns here too. Or the lamps, I mean. Okay. So it's just more block variants. Okay. But specifically, columns. Just there's only a few. There's deep slate, there's stone, there's black stone. I think that's it. It's only 3 variants, but they do go in copycats, and we get some funky textures because of it. So I'm wondering if I were to just temporary block. If I were to just do what if I did it from the top? Nope. Nope. Go there. How'd that look? I mean, what can I say? I mean, problem is, it's kind of... It's like just as thick as this. Is that one there? Do I just bite the bullet and use the normal oil burner smokestack? Damn it, dude. Man, oh man. That would have been good. Yeah, we'll just compromise. We'll just compromise with the oil burner. Just punch these out. While we're at it. We'll leave that for now. We really should be trying to move on and build out the rest of this stuff. Get a proper general shape of this thing. So that is what we're going to do. So, firebox needs... We need layers. Layers! How far under does the actual, like, bed of the smoke box go? Okay, it basically curves behind the backmost driver, so we can probably... no. Probably do something like... Nope. It's placeholders. So turn that off for now. Turn off. Nope. Hello? Wrench? Hello? Are you broken? You know worky? There we go. Okay. So, smoke box. Or firebox, I mean. And it protrudes out from the rest of the shape of boiler. And then we're probably also going to need slices. Come up on the top here. You know what? We'll probably use layers, actually. More layers. Half layers, specifically. You. Ooh. Get a side profile view. It's kind of just big. Don't have a lot of space up here, though. Maybe I will just push this back one block. No. Maybe that's still too tall. Hmm. Adjustments. As we have like a whole... It looks like just a steam dome. Well, no, because we have... This is gonna be rough. So there's something... like right there. And then there's something immediately in front of that. But then there's the immediate section that's like back here. If we go like a half layer there, takes up almost the entire thing of where the middlemost drivers are. So it takes up all that space. I almost feel like we should be able to do this, and then something like this here, maybe? And maybe we can use bytes instead. How would that look if I were to put that there? It's gonna clip through, of course. And then if we use brackets, put you in the... Nope. There. Put you... That prep this one. That there. So at least there's that kind of implication. And then we can do these, maybe? Into that? Nope. I kind of lose out on the general shape of the steam dome, so maybe I should just do... Nope. That's just a big old one of those. That one. No, come on. There we go. Okay. I don't want you there. Don't want you there either. Guess I could put that there. Oh. No! Go back! Go there. That full. It's gonna be basically flush on the top, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. We'll work on it. See how it goes. This section here, we could probably put bites down. Oh. It's just a lot of pipework detail. But I don't want to take up this space. Because, actually, that might still work. Maybe. No, I don't like that, though. Maybe slices? It's the same difference. Maybe... There's a little bit of clipping going on, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Let's see. I'm gonna use the wooden brackets, because we just want... Nope. Wrong spot. Just want a little bit of subtle pipe detail. It's not... It doesn't look like that, though. Maybe I'll use the normal metal ones. Industrial iron ones. And this whole top section, I'm assuming it's a sand dome, no? Do I want to use... I'm just going to keep using blackstone. That view. Actually, not that one. This one. Do I section these off? Just to add more subtle detail? Grab local metal black. Do one of these. Nope, something like that. No, I don't like that one. And we can do you, maybe? Freedom. Okay. I don't hate it. Actually, there's a more of a special kind of texture, no? What about you? You'd be better. Nope. But the thing I'm trying to achieve here is subtle detail that's meant to have it somewhat look more like pipes. With the very limited space that I have. Yeah, I'd say that probably works. Stuff I'm looking for. Those don't even connect. And it looks like what we're going for. I might use local metal. Yeah, it's a bit closer to what we're doing. We grab a vertical half slab, or a half layer, I mean. Grab you, grab that, grab all the layers. All the layers. That's not the one. Yeah. Because then we can start building out how the firebox is gonna be like curving behind. So let's grab. I mean, I have one idea. We'll do some temporary blocks. Probably start here. Oh, that's what I can grab. Grab slices. Yeah. Grab. Kind of more tucked in, though. Man. I wish things were a bit easier to coordinate on some of these builds. But then I guess we wouldn't have as much of a fun challenge to give ourselves. I don't think the corner slice, gonna help, but nah. Nope. It's also not what I wanted. It's too close. What if I... feel like I need a refresher. It's been so long since I've had to build anything, especially fireboxes for steam locomotives. Actually, let me check my most recent one. Let's fly on over. See our PS4. Not the console, not the game console. Our Southern Pacific PS4 class. How the fuck did I do this guy? Hello? Someone's rocking around. Where is he? Is he under the train? Yeah, alright. Yeah, I could probably replicate that. Wouldn't be too difficult. Oh god, the lag. Ugh. Okay, so I did put light down here. I guess I can also do you. Okay. This can all be the bottommost section of the firebox area. And then this bottom half can literally just be However the fuck I want to construct the smoke box or the firebox. Word good. It's fast enough, but the train is just too slow. Dang it. It's fine. Actually, this section here I'm gonna need for the bogey detail. Hmm. Nope. 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 Underneath here. Nope. Just gonna get the underside stuff here. Nope. Sure. That'll do. Apologies for not talking as much. Even thought. I am heavily contemplating my life choices while simultaneously putting a puzzle together in my head. It cannot be seen. Well, it is explained. Oh, I have this normal thing. Guess I can also. Huh? Huh? Oh! I'm dumb! Okay. 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 We're doing something here. We're putting stuff in place. I can go there. I can go there. Probably do more bites or the corner slice. Nope. Maybe. And then slice? Yeah, that kind of works. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this section here. I might do bites, maybe. Let's see. Da-da-da. It's the thing I want to portray. This is the axle box suspension. Which, this is like typically what I would go for. I feel like it did it a different way somewhat recently. That looked a little better in comparison. I don't remember how, though. It's all the ways that I personally know of. It's a little poking out than I want to. Do I have a close-up shot? Can I do, like, go check over here. Ink. Does it need a... if I were to do this... Dang it! It only does the top? Really? That's a little stupid. I guess I can also do that. But in a copycat block, of course. So... I mean, it could just be... Well... It's not really an pixel box, though, so maybe I could just get away with using lights. Nope. Get that shit out of here. Kind of poking out a bit, but it's whatever. In fact, I could probably take this thing out a bit. How far did I make this? Yeah. 929. 929, back 3 bricks a day. This probably needs to be completely different. Nope. Turning out. Just been running. Actually. Sorry, I keep looking back at references of this damn build. No. I don't think that's gonna work either. You know what I probably did for this? And I don't think it's gonna work out. It kind of works. The problem now is I can't increase the height of it now. This all feels wrong. How the fuck? Good. Man, that's just, man. There are no words that could describe the pain and anguish that I'm currently going through right now, because genuinely, it's a very strangely shaped steam locomotive. Conventionally, it looks like every other steam locomotive, but man, does it not do that in certain aspects. But I think part of that also comes down to how strange some of the proportions that I've done for it so far. And I mostly blame that entirely on the drivers. What if I had another... I'm gonna bring this guy around. I'm gonna flip this train around. Just so I can look at the front, and maybe I can draw inspiration of how exactly it is that I built this damn thing. Getting the Flojos going. Yeah, because this was also a center train, and it had all this space to work with. Same thing here. There's... This here, this section right here, probably gonna be a vertical. Let's see here. That there. Hmm. And I could probably just use slabs for those, right? And then here, oh, something like that. All these temporary blocks. Do not fret. Do not worry. And then you. You. Like trying to switch back and forth between looking at the images and such. It's kind of getting there. Mainly just need to figure out this whole jigger. It's not pretty by any stretch of the imagination. And I think that's what's kind of tipping me off a little bit. This whole section is its own entity that's supposed to connect the backmost trailing bogie into the drivers for articulation's sake. Ugh. But then I'm kind of getting I'm getting a little tripped up just how I want to detail it, because the connection between it is a little weird, to say the least. I can extend this a little bit. Get more of the bottom of the ash pan of the firebox. I think form factor-wise, it's getting a little bit closer to what I want it to generally look like. I'm just also simultaneously worried because rip any semblance of a running board, at least on this side of the locomotive. But it is what it is. Do I... No, I can't do that because... Yeah, those are two separate block spaces. And... Yeah. People always ask me all the time, T, how do you do these things? They're so cool. Like, genuinely, I'm just throwing shit at the wall just to see what works. Maybe you? And that gives me that gap I kind of want. Where the fuck? Where did that go? Huh? Oh. It didn't save. Trying to grab you. Maybe? Nah. Yesn't? Doing something else for these. Generally don't have a pattern that I usually swap between either. I just go as I please. Sometimes it works out, sometimes not so much. Depends. Depends on looking at a thing long enough and determining whether it's something that makes sense to me in my brain, and it looks good because of it, or just thing that's saying fuck it and it's good enough. How much I want to show? Speed. There we go. And you. Certainly bizarre. This out for now. Let's put in seats. So obviously, I need someplace to sit. I feel like it's not tall enough, though. Because what I could tell... No. Kind of viewing out from here. It's almost too tall for my liking now. Do I just shift this whole damn thing down by one? Brain's getting mind-boggled right now. And because the roofing on here isn't all that much either. Here. Let's just, nope. Nope. Man, I almost feel like it's too tall. Hmm. Have I lost my touch? Am I so out of tune with the kiddos these days? Am I just fucking cooked? Like the old simp I am? I don't know what the words what's coming out of my mouth right now. I'm gonna be real. It's a combination of being both somewhat tired and kind of kerfuffled on just how things have been going so far for this build. Ugh. Must trust the process. Because I have, form factor-wise, it looks correct. But there's some obvious things that's just throwing me off right now. It's mostly the wheels. I will admit, it's definitely 100% the wheels. But I can't really do anything about that. This, I feel, probably needs to be bigger. But I don't want it to intrude too much into what will inevitably be the smoke box detail. What if I just... Ah, son of a fuck. Probably gonna need to end up changing that. I don't know to what, but I'll figure that out eventually, maybe. Okay. But I don't like how much that goes out. And this undersized section here, actually, it's brass magnet stuff. I need to disconnect the textures by doing that and this. But there's that. There's that. You. Yeah, I don't really like that, though. Yeah, let's keep that connected. Oh my god. How about we do instead of this, something like that. And son of a bitch. Alright, hold on. We got a murder. Got a murder on our hands. Give me your animal. Give me your... Alright. Into the void. Goodbye. There's one. Nope. Two. Into the void. Goodbye. Forever. Anywho. Let's see here. Probably grab a slab with that underside. Yeah. Ooh. This needs to be different somehow. Grab the other thing. Grab you. Yeah, probably doesn't fully work. There's something else we can maybe grab. Oh, that's not really gonna work. Cables are kinda not the answer here. Hmm. This all down here, I think, absolutely is gonna have to be bites. Let's grab these. Gonna have to figure out what can go behind it. It's the main thing. Probably some barrels, maybe. Not barrels, but boilers. Let's just do that right now. And this is gonna have to be something. I don't know what, but it's there. Maybe like this. And just need to clear out inventory. Getting brain foggy. I must keyword try. Industrial iron. I'm back. Part of it also for me feels like maybe this needs to be extended too. I think the front is as good as we're going to get it. We're obviously going to need to put in valve gear detail. But maybe the cab and backmost bogie needs to be extended out one more block. And that way we might have to actually dip a little bit into the semi-extension of 28 blocks instead of the, for sure, put in place 37. I think that's what we might have to do. Yeah, just something needs to be different. Yeah, I think that's what we need. So let me grab a schematic. And then we are just gonna... Actually, wait a minute. I just... Oh. This is a tool that I actually haven't really utilized a whole lot. In hindsight, I probably should use it more often. Firm. Oh yeah, look at that. There's some weird funkiness going on, though, that's for sure. How much did that actually change? It's just this section, it seems. But obviously there's, like, some interesting continuities going on here. That's okay. Oh, yeah, this whole section here should have went back as well. There we go. So that's actually pretty handy. I just used that for the first time. Okay, so this could actually be a half block. Alright. Placeholder. Delete that. Rid of those. Oh, I'm gonna need to shift the the firebox now. 'Cause this was honestly fine where it is. It's basically everywhere else where I'm having a bit of a struggle with. Which I guess from here I could probably use something like... Oh, that's 2 block spaces. Son of a bitch! Well, I guess I could do the same technique here. And something like that, maybe? Or maybe even... Where is it? No, that's not what I wanted. this is definitely going to need a change in texture. That's okay. We want to have a better inclination of a firebox area. The ash pan. This needs to be a bit farther out. Nope. Nope. That way, we can get maybe you, maybe you. There, there. And we need to figure out this whole bang here. Not that big looking of a fucking firebox either, though. It kind of does, but kind of doesn't. Hard to describe. It just. Ah. This is definitely much better space than before, though, so that's good. And this, though, will definitely are going to space it out. Double 5. These. You. Nope. There we go. Yeah, because the tender is equally semi-long. It's mostly a brick, while the coal bunker has, like, guard walls to prevent the coal from falling out. It just... But, nothing else too fancy going on otherwise. Let's see, because there's a set of whistles / safety valves that are, like, right here. I want to do brew stand. I can't spell. Brew stand here. And I also add to these, maybe? Put these right on top. And what I want to do there, have this, have you, maybe even you. Yeah. Those both sides. I don't like general look of it. I mean, there's not a lot of other examples. It's like two tubes side by side. I guess I could do hold on. Son of a that out of there. Grab some bites. Yep. And then we do something like that, and then we do that, and then we grab ourselves a brass boiler. Alright. And then from there, do something like that. It's a little tall, Really gets the job done. Yeah, I like that. I don't hate it. More layers. Need more layers. Where's the layers? Layers. Layers! Nope. Nope. Yeah, as far as I could tell, there's not a whole lot of other detail going on. Although this is... There's a cat that's clawing at me. And she ran away. Yeah, like the smoke box area is relatively long. This feels a bit better though. This feels a lot closer to what we're trying to work with. So honestly, I can't complain. Nope. I don't know what will fill in place to that, but we'll figure it out as we go. This whole line underneath, you can kind of see an inclination of the brass band of the boiler. It's tucking underneath. Yeah, I think shifting the cab a whole block backwards was the right call. This is starting to feel a bit closer to design, form factor wise. I still think the cab itself is too short to the ground comparatively. Like this, it's 2 blocks off the ground, but I feel like it should be peaking up a bit farther. But as far as block orientation goes, that's probably the best that we're going to be able to get out of it. Which, it is what it is. Ain't much you can really do beyond that at this point. Could, if I really wanted to. I don't like that. Slabs. There's a high likelihood that I'm probably going to pick back up on this stuff tomorrow. And if not train building, I might instead do some video editing on stream. We'll see. Because one of the things I kind of want to work on as far as just putting out some content, not made, but there was we had a bit of discussion, and by we, I mean me and Avon and Skullstar about Monster Hunter I think it's over a week now, technically. But we had a bit of a discussion, and I found it intriguing. I personally kind of want to just put it out there on the internet, just for discussions reasons. No other reason, honestly. Just to see what people think. Because genuinely, Monster Hunter is like my most favorite franchise of all time, as far as video games goes. And there's been some general controversy that has since cropped up with the existence of Monster Hunter Wilds. And I have strong opinions about it, both good and bad, because, we shouldn't be exempt from what can potentially be better about a form of media. And I was willing to discuss it. So Yeah, I might do some video editing then in regards to stuff to do tomorrow. But we'll see. Part of me, it's like I have a lot of train commissions that I kind of have lined up in queue to do, and I should be focusing a bit more on that. But there's just also generally a bunch of stuff in overall that I want to get going. Just a matter of time management at the end of the day. And seeing what sticks, seeing what people like. Grab one of these. I grab one of these. I don't think it's the same with what I'm looking for, though. Oh. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe these. Nah, it's too narrow. Too narrow of a smokestack. Only was slightly bigger. So what did I do over here? Just a normal block it was. So if I did... And if I got slices... Yeah, I don't like that a bit more. Yeah. Yeah, I don't hate it. Nope. A bit of texture there. And some... Oh, that's not good. Why are you like that? Jesus. Okay. Something like that. Yeah, that's okay. I don't like those. Just do that. Uh, uh, uh. Eh. Yeah, that'll have to do. It's like just peeking over 5 blocks tall. That's because I have everything else going on up here. Which is fine. It's fine. Trust the process. I might change this out. Do the streamliner version. Yeah. Yeah, let's just do that. Don't have anything quite glued together. That's okay. We'll work on this later. I think... Did I start this 3 hours ago? Yeah. Combined with conversing with folks, which appreciate people who tuned in on the stream. But overall, a lot of back and forth of decision decisions and how things should be placed. Overall, I think not too bad. Form factor was, I think we're kind of in the right direction. It's just going to be a matter of placing a bit more blocks to kind of decipher how it's going to look in the end. I think for sure this front end I'm content with. I'm gonna try finding a few ways to add a bit more additional underside detail. Obviously, there's still the general chassis and as well as the valve gear eventually. But I think we've got a pretty good start going on. And the shape of the smoke deflectors is kind of rubbing off on me. I at least appreciate how we kind of have it curving up, and then the shape overall is kind of close to what we're looking for. But I think on that note, we are going to call it there for the evening. So thank you all so very much for tuning in. I hope you all had as much fun as I certainly did. Catch you in the next one where we might do more trains or some video editing. But until then, see you in the next one. Goodbye!